If one message at 11:47 p.m. can tighten your chest, if one comment can ruin your mood, if one bad headline can steal your focus for hours, you don't have peace, you have a mind on a leash. And here's the brutal part. The world isn't taking your happiness. You're handing it over, reaction by reaction, without even noticing. So before we go any further, do this once. Right now, name the trigger in one sentence. No story, no drama, just facts. This happened. That's it. Because the moment you can name it, you've already stopped being owned by it. Now answer this honestly. How many times have you tried to fix your life, only to end up back in the same mental prison? Same anxiety, same anger, same overthinking at 2 a.m., same feeling that you're running, yet you're not moving. Most people think happiness is something the world hands you when your conditions finally improve, when the money is stable, when the relationship is perfect, when the timing is right, when people finally see your worth. But the world doesn't hand out peace. The world tests you. It tests you when you're exhausted and still have to perform, when your plans collapse, when you're doing the right thing and nobody notices, when you're alone with your thoughts, and your mind starts replaying the same fears like a broken film. And if your inner world isn't trained, those tests don't just hurt. They control you. Because happiness doesn't rise and fall based on what happens to you. It rises and falls based on what happens inside you, based on the thoughts you allow to live rent-free in your head. That's why Stoicism doesn't promise a perfect life. It builds a strong mind, one that doesn't beg the world to be gentle. Marcus Aurelius didn't write about peace from a beach. He wrote while carrying an empire, surrounded by war, betrayal, and pressure. And still he trained himself to stay clear, not because life became easier, but because his mind became stronger. That's what we're doing here on Stoic Inspire. Not motivation, not quotes to admire. Training. 10 Stoic principles, delivered as mental drills you can actually use when life hits you in real time, when your phone buzzes, when you feel disrespected, when you're tempted to react, explain, chase, prove, or spiral. You'll learn how to stop donating your peace to things you can't control, how to cut off approval addiction before it hijacks your decisions, and how to build discipline that works even when you feel nothing. And stay with me, because near the end I'm going to show you the most dangerous trap of all, the way the mind suffers in advance, living inside a future that doesn't exist until it steals your sleep. But first, we start where all strength begins, your ability to command your attention. So breathe. Whatever you're carrying, stress, regret, anger, doubt, set it down for a moment. Not because your problems vanished, but because your mind is about to change the way it holds them. This is your daily Stoic training. This is your reminder that calm is built, not found. That happiness is a discipline, not a mood. And that peace is not a gift from the world. It's a decision you make. Again and again. Let's begin. Principle 1. Control what you can, or your mind will be owned right now. Catch yourself in the act. If one comment can flip your mood, if traffic can turn you bitter, if a late-night message can hijack your entire day before you even read it, then you don't have peace yet. You have a rented mind, because the moment your happiness depends on anything outside you, you become easy to steer. By people, by pressure, by randomness. Your inner world becomes a hostage situation, and you call it life. This is where Stoic training actually begins. Epictetus built his entire philosophy on one brutal line of truth. Stop fighting what you can't control. Start mastering what you can. Most men do the opposite. They argue with reality like reality is listening. Why did this happen to me? Why are people like this? Why isn't life fair? Why didn't I get what I deserved? And while they wrestle the uncontrollable, they lose the only thing that ever mattered. command of their mind. Because you cannot control what people think, how they treat you. The past delays, setbacks, bad timing, the economy, the algorithm, the mood of the world, who leaves, who doubts, who claps, who doesn't. But you can control what most people never train: your judgment, your choices, your actions, your response. And that is enough power to rebuild your entire life. Here's the shift that changes everything. When something hits you, disrespect, rejection, bad news, your first reaction will be emotional. That's human, that's nervous system, that's instinct. But the Stoic doesn't live by instinct. The Stoic creates a gap, a small moment where you decide, I will not surrender control of my mind. Because events don't break you. What you tell yourself about the event breaks you. Two men face the same storm. One spirals, blames, collapses. The other adapts, stays clear, and gets sharper. Same storm, different mind. So on Stoic Inspire, we start with the first command of mental strength. Stop trying to control the world. Start controlling the lens you see it through. The Stoic drill, use this today. The next time something triggers you, do this in real time. 1. Name it. Say it like a judge, not a victim. This happened. No exaggeration, no story, just reality. 2. Ask one question. Is this inside my control or outside it? If it's outside your control, release it mentally. 3. Choose one controlled move, not a speech, not a complaint. One action, one task, one call, one boundary, one calm silence, one disciplined step forward. That's how power comes back. Because nothing feels worse than being trapped in a situation and then trapped inside your own head on top of it. Stoicism gives you the key. Even when you can't control what happens next, you can control who you become next. So make this your rule for today. If it's not yours to control, don't let it control you. And burn this into your mind. The world will always be unstable, but your mind doesn't have to be. Now, here's the danger most people miss. Even if you learn control, you'll still lose it again if you keep feeding your mind the wrong inputs. Principle 2. Your mind is a gate. Guard what enters. You can control your reactions all day, but if you keep feeding your mind garbage, it will still own you. Most men don't lose their peace because of some huge tragedy. They lose it in much smaller, quieter ways. One thought they never questioned. One story they believed without proof. One replay they let run all day. Someone doesn't reply fast enough. They don't respect me. A plan changes. Everything is falling apart. You make one mistake. I always mess things up. A stranger looks at you funny. I'm being judged. None of those are facts. They're stories. And the second you bow to them, your mind stops being a place of peace and becomes something else. A courtroom, a battlefield, a cage. Here's the Stoic truth that separates disciplined men from anxious men. It's not what happens that breaks you. It's what you tell yourself about what happens. Epictetus said it clearly. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. Read that like a weapon, not a quote. You are not suffering from reality. You are suffering from your interpretation of reality. Until you control that, you will never control your happiness. That's why on Stoic Inspire, Principle 2 is not think positive. Stoicism is not motivational sugar. Stoicism is mental defense. Your mind is a gate. Every thought, every opinion, every headline, every comparison is either allowed in or kept out. If you let everything walk through that gate, every insult, every fear, every worst-case scenario, you don't get to be surprised when your inner world becomes chaotic. Most men don't realize this. They don't have thoughts. Their thoughts have them. They wake up and instantly start consuming noise, scrolling, comparing, checking, reacting. They give their attention to everything except their own discipline. and then wonder why they feel restless, angry, and empty. A Stoic does the opposite. A Stoic treats attention like blood. You don't spill it everywhere. You don't donate it to everyone. You don't pump it into mental poison and then ask why you feel sick. Because attention becomes emotion. Emotion becomes action. Action becomes identity. So if you want daily peace and strength, you have to learn this. Not every thought deserves a seat at your table. Some thoughts are just impulses. Some are fear wearing a mask. Some are old wounds speaking in your voice. Some are the world trying to program you. The Stoic response is simple. I see the thought. I don't obey the thought. The gatekeeper drill. Use this when your mind spirals. Next time your mood suddenly drops, no clear reason, just that heavy feeling, run this drill immediately. 1. Catch the story. Don't say, I feel horrible for no reason. Say, my mind just told a story. Give it a name: jealousy, insecurity, rejection, fear, ego. Once it's a story, it's no longer a law. It's just a claim. 2. Ask the two-cut question. Ask yourself out loud, what am I assuming right now? Do I have proof, or am I guessing? Be brutal. They don't respect me. Do you know that, or are you guessing? This ruins everything. Is that a fact, or just drama? I'm falling behind. Compared to what? Compared to who? Most suffering is not caused by facts. It's caused by imagined meanings. This one question cuts them in half. 3. Replace it with a disciplined sentence. Not fake positivity. Not delusion. A grounded, Stoic interpretation. Instead of, they disrespected me. Use, I don't know their reason. I control my reaction. Instead of, this setback ruins everything. Use, this is training. I adapt. I act. Instead of, I'm falling behind. Use, I'm building, quietly, daily. You're not pretending everything is fine. You're choosing the most useful, most disciplined meaning. That's how you reclaim your mind. Because once you can choose your interpretation, you can choose your state. And once you can choose your state, the outside world loses most of its power over you. So from now on, make this your rule. Your happiness is not destroyed by events. It is destroyed by unguarded thoughts. Guard the gate. Guard what you consume. Guard what you replay. Guard what you give attention to. The modern world is loud. Your mind doesn't have to be. And here's where this gets even more powerful. Even if you guard your thoughts, life will still hit you. Plans will still break. People will still disappoint. Obstacles will still appear. The next principle is about exactly that. Not just blocking mental poison, but turning every problem that enters your life into fuel. Principle 3. Amor fati. Turn every problem into fuel. Even if you guard your thoughts, life will still hit you. The plan will fall apart. The person you trusted will disappoint you. The money won't show up on time. The result you worked for won't come. And here's what most people do. They don't just suffer the moment. They replay it. They argue with it. They fight a past that isn't listening. The breakup keeps happening in their head. The failure keeps happening in their head. The unfair moment keeps happening in their head. The event hurts once. Their resistance makes it hurt 100 times. That's the hidden trap. You can't change what already happened. But you can choose to either bleed from it or build from it. The Stoics had a ruthless answer to this problem. A principle that doesn't sound soft, but it creates a man who is very hard to break. Amor fati. Love your fate. Not tolerate it. Not deal with it. Not fake a smile and pretend you're fine. Love it because you understand something most people never see. Everything that happens can become raw material for your strength, or it can become poison. The difference is what you decide it means. Imagine this. You lose a job. Most people say, my life is falling apart. Why me? The Stoic says, my training just changed. Now I'm being trained in adaptability, humility, and creativity. A relationship ends. Most people say, I wasted my time. I'll never find better. The Stoic says, now I'm being trained in standards, self-respect, and clarity. A project fails. Most people say, I'm a failure. The Stoic says, this is training in patience, persistence, and better strategy. Same event, different meaning, completely different life. Marcus Aurelius wrote that what stands in the way becomes the way. He wasn't writing poetry. He was giving you a command. Stop trying to delete the obstacle. Start using it. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? The Stoic asks, how is this happening for my training? Because life does not care about your comfort. Life cares about your development. Every setback is a test of your character. Every delay is a lesson in patience. Every insult is practice for self-control. Every loss is a reminder. Value what matters while it's still here. On Stoic Inspire, we don't worship hardship, but we refuse to waste it. We don't run from pressure. We convert pressure into power. The training lens drill, use this when life hits you. Next time something goes wrong, big or small, run it through this lens immediately. First question, what actually happened? One sentence, no drama, no story, just fact. She left. The deal fell through. I made a mistake. The plan changed. You're stripping the moment down to reality, not emotion. Second question, if this is training, what is it training in me? Be specific. Patience, courage, discipline, humility, emotional control, faithfulness to your principles. Name the quality. The moment you name it, the problem stops being random punishment and becomes deliberate training. Third question, what does it look like to pass this test today? Not in theory, not someday. Today. If it's training patience, passing the test might be responding slower, not exploding. If it's training discipline, passing the test might be doing the work anyway, even discouraged. If it's training courage, passing the test might be having the hard conversation, showing up, trying again. If it's training humility, passing the test might be admitting the mistake, learning, adjusting. One obstacle, one quality, one upgraded response. That's amor fati in motion. You're not saying, I love pain. You're saying, I love what this pain can build in me if I respond well. Why amor fati creates real happiness? Most people are only happy when life is soft, when everything goes their way, when the path is smooth, which means they're almost never happy, because there will always be bills, problems, misunderstandings, losses, delays, mistakes, and days where nothing goes as planned. If your peace depends on a life with no obstacles, you will never have peace. Stoic happiness comes from something else. The quiet confidence of knowing that whatever comes, you can use it. You stop saying, this ruined my day. You start saying, this is my training for today. You stop seeing problems as interruptions. You start seeing them as the path. Now, whether the day is smooth or chaotic, you win either way. If things go well, you enjoy them fully. If things go badly, you grow from them deliberately. So make a quiet vow with yourself. No obstacle leaves me the same. If it shows up in my life, I will extract a lesson, a skill, or a new level of strength from it. Life will keep happening. People will still disappoint. Plans will still break. But the Stoic man is not defined by what happens. He's defined by what he turns it into. And even when you learn to love your fate, there's another enemy waiting. Your mind's habit of leaving the present, replaying old wounds or fearing future disasters. That's the next battle. Principle 4. Live in the present battle, not in imagined ones. Let me ask you something direct. How much of your stress is coming from right now? And how much is coming from a movie your mind is playing about what might happen? That bill next month. That argument you're rehearsing in your head. That worst-case scenario you've already survived 10 times, without it ever happening once. Most people aren't crushed by the present. They're crushed by a future they keep inventing. And that's the scam anxiety sells you. It drags you into tomorrow's problems, while you have none of tomorrow's strength. So you're sitting in a room, breathing, alive, and your body is safe, but your mind is acting like you're under attack. Not from reality, from imagined reality. Marcus Aurelius warned about this for a reason. He wrote, in his own blunt way, "Don't let the future disturb you. If it comes, you'll meet it with the same weapons you have today." Translation: your power is always here. Your fear is almost always there. On Stoic Inspire, Principle 4 is simple but brutal. Stay inside today's battle, not next week's, not next year's, not the endless what-ifs that never actually happen. Because the more you live in the future, the weaker you become in the present. The trap most men don't notice. Watch how it works. When you live in the past, regret eats you. When you live in the future, anxiety owns you. When you live in other people's opinions, insecurity controls you. And almost none of that exists in the moment you're actually standing in. Right now, as you hear this, you're breathing, you're here, you're still alive, and your next move is still available. But your mind keeps trying to leave, because leaving feels like preparing. It isn't. It's suffering in advance, and it's the fastest way to lose your happiness without anything even happening. The Stoic shift: shrink the time frame. When life feels overwhelming, it's rarely because of one task. It's because you took 10 possible outcomes, stacked them on your back, and told yourself, "I'm not strong enough." So here's the Stoic move: shrink your time frame. Don't carry your whole life in one breath. Don't try to solve the next 5 years in one thought. Bring it down to one question: what does this moment require of me? Not, what if I fail? Not, what will they say? Not, how will this end? Just, what is the next right move? What is the next disciplined action? What can I do today? When you live like this, the future stops feeling like a monster. It becomes a series of small steps you can actually handle. The one move drill: use this when you start overthinking. The next time your mind spirals, do this in real time. Fast. 1. Name the fear. Say it clearly: I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of losing this. I'm afraid they'll judge me. Vague anxiety is powerful. Specific fear is manageable. 2. Snap back to facts. Ask, what is actually happening right now? Not in imagination, in reality. Maybe you're just sitting at your desk. Maybe you're holding your phone. Maybe you're staring at a task you've been avoiding. That's your real battlefield. 3. Make one move. 1. Small. Concrete. Send the email. Write the first paragraph. Open the notes and make the plan. Put your shoes on and go. Clean the room. Start the timer for 10 minutes. Not because it solves your whole life, but because it brings your power back into the only place it exists. Now. That's Stoic strength. One day at a time, one decision at a time, one clear action at a time. Why this creates real happiness. You can't be happy if your mind is always somewhere else. If you're eating but thinking about work. If you're with people you love but thinking about your phone. If you're resting but attacking yourself over yesterday. Stoicism isn't just about toughness, it's about presence. Because to fully feel a moment, you have to be inside it, not chasing the next one or replaying the last one. So make this your rule. If it's not happening now, I won't suffer over it now. Plan for the future. Yes. Learn from the past? Absolutely. But live here. Because the man who can stay grounded in the present cannot be controlled by imaginary fears. And once your mind stops running away from the moment you're in, you realize something almost embarrassing. Most of your life is not a crisis. It's just a series of moments asking for your full attention. Give it. Now, here's the next level. Even when you stay present, a problem will still stand in your way. And Principle 5 is where you learn to turn that problem into your advantage. Principle 5. The obstacle is the way, if you choose it. Be honest for a second. What's the one thing you secretly blame for your life not moving? That job, that debt, that family drama, that breakup, that failure you keep replaying, that situation you tell yourself you're stuck in. How many times have you thought, I'd finally be happy if this one problem disappeared? I'd be disciplined if life wasn't this hard? I'd be further ahead if this never happened to me. We're taught to believe happiness lives after the obstacle, after the exam you failed, after the person who hurt you changes, after the situation magically clears up. But the Stoics saw something very different. Most people don't get broken by obstacles. They get broken by what they decide those obstacles mean. The Stoic reality check. Take a look at the problems you hate. The failed exam, the business that didn't work, the breakup, the family tension, the job you're tired of, the mistake that still embarrasses you. You treat these like enemies, evidence that life is against you, proof that you're behind. The Stoic flips that completely. What if the problem isn't in your way? What if the problem is the way? What if the thing you're cursing right now is the exact training you designed if you actually wanted to become unshakable? Most people never find out, because when life hits them, they do the same three things. They complain, they freeze, they loop, why me, until the day is gone. The Stoic does something else. He asks one brutal question: how is this training me? Not, why is this happening? Not, what did I do to deserve this? But, what strength is this situation trying to build in me right now? Because here's the part no one wants to admit. Muscle doesn't grow without resistance. Wisdom doesn't grow without mistakes. Resilience doesn't grow without pressure. Everyone says they want a strong life, while secretly praying for an easy one. On Stoic Inspire, Principle 5 is the turning point. Turn every obstacle into training, or it will turn you into a victim. The hidden cost of complaining. When something goes wrong, you're allowed to feel it. Anger, disappointment, fear. That first hit is human, but if you stay there, if every obstacle becomes a story about how life is unfair, you pay 3 brutal costs. 1, you lose time. Every minute you spend retelling the story is a minute you could have used to adapt, learn, move, or rebuild. 2, you lose power. Every time you say, "This ruined everything," you're training your mind to believe it's helpless. 3, you lose identity. Bit by bit, you stop seeing yourself as someone who overcomes and start seeing yourself as someone life just happens to. That's how a bad moment quietly becomes a weak life. The Stoic refuses that identity. Instead of saying, "This stopped me," he trains himself to ask, "How do I use this?" That one question keeps your spine straight when other people fold. The Stoic shift from roadblock to raw material. Think about steel. Fire doesn't destroy it. Fire shapes it. Your obstacles are the fire. A failed relationship can train boundaries and self-respect. A financial setback can train discipline and humility. A rejection can train resilience and clarity. A health scare can train gratitude and a higher standard for how you live. The event is not automatically good or bad. Your response decides what it becomes. Marcus Aurelius wrote that what stands in the way can advance us, that the thing blocking the path can become the path. That's not a cute quote. That's a command. Stop treating obstacles as excuses. Start treating them as material. From now on, when something goes wrong, you don't just ask, "How do I survive this?" You add, "How do I grow from this?" That one shift moves you from victim to creator. The wall drill, Use this the next time life hits you. Next time you slam into a wall, big or small, run this drill immediately instead of going into complaint mode. 1. Strip it down to facts. Not, my life is falling apart. Instead, my project failed. They walked away. My plan changed. You're not minimizing the pain. You're removing the drama so you can see the target. 2. Ask the training question. If this was secretly designed to make me stronger, what is it training? Be specific. Is it training patience, emotional control, courage, honesty, discipline, humility, problem solving? Name the quality out loud. Once you name it, the situation stops being random punishment and becomes deliberate training. 3. Choose one upgrade action. Not 10. Not a whole life plan. Just one move that matches the quality. If it's training patience, respond slower, not louder. If it's training discipline, stick to your routine even while discouraged. If it's training courage, have the hard conversation, apply again, show up anyway. If it's training humility, admit the mistake, learn publicly, adjust. One obstacle, one quality, one upgraded response. That's Stoic alchemy, turning difficulty into development. You're telling your mind, we don't waste pain here, we use it. Why this principle builds real happiness. Most people are waiting for life to finally calm down so they can relax and be happy. But life is never going to send you an email that says, from next Monday onward, there will be no more problems. There will always be unexpected bills. There will always be people who don't act right. There will always be things you didn't plan for. If your peace depends on a life with no obstacles, you will never have peace. Stoic happiness comes from something else. The quiet confidence of knowing that whatever comes, you can turn it into training. You stop saying, this ruined my day. You start saying, this is my training for today. You stop seeing problems as interruptions and start seeing them as part of your path. Now, whether the day is smooth or chaotic, you win either way. If things go well, you enjoy them fully. If things go badly, you grow from them deliberately. So make yourself a quiet Stoic vow. No obstacle leaves me the same. If it shows up in my life, I will extract a lesson, a skill, or a new level of strength from it. The world will still throw problems at you, but the man who turns obstacles into opportunities cannot be stopped, only sharpened. And once you learn to treat obstacles as training, you'll face the next enemy more clearly. Not the problems in your way, but the desires inside you that want to pull you off the path completely. Principle 6. Master your desires, or be quietly ruled by them. Let's start with something most people never dare to ask themselves. If someone could watch your mind for 24 hours, what would they say truly owns you? Is it money, approval, comfort, constant entertainment, your own image in other people's eyes? Because whatever you keep craving is what quietly has the leash around your neck. Most men don't walk around miserable because they genuinely have nothing. They walk around miserable because their inner script says the same thing all day. Not enough. Not enough. Still not enough. Not enough money. Not enough recognition. Not enough progress. Not enough comfort, pleasure, or ease. And even when they finally get what they chased for months, the high fades, the mind resets, and the hunger returns in a different shape. That's why the Stoics were ruthless with desire. They saw a truth most people will spend their entire life avoiding. Untrained desire doesn't just make you uncomfortable, it makes you a slave. Seneca said it sharply. It's not the poor man who has little, it's the poor man who always wants more. As long as your peace depends on more, happiness will always live one step in front of you, close enough to see, never close enough to hold. On Stoic Inspire, Principle 6 is a confrontational one. Either you master your desires, or your desires quietly master you. There is no neutral ground. The lie desire keeps whispering. Desire has one main lie it repeats on loop. You'll finally feel okay when you get this. This can be anything: a certain income, a specific body, a relationship, a status symbol, a promotion, a follower count, another hit of escape, pleasure, or distraction. The pattern never changes. You want, you chase, you get. Brief high, emptiness returns, new desire appears. That's not progress. That's a treadmill. You're sweating, you're exhausted, but the scenery never changes. The Stoics saw this thousands of years ago. They watched emperors drowning in luxury feel hollow and paranoid. They watched men with very little live with dignity, calm, and inner wealth. So they understood. The problem is not that you desire. The problem is that you obey every desire like it's a command. Desire is like fire. Contained, it warms you. Uncontrolled, it burns down your life. How the Stoics actually lived with desire. Marcus Aurelius could have surrounded himself with every softness and distraction imaginable. Yet he kept reminding himself, the body needs very little. Plain food, simple shelter, basic clothing. Everything beyond that is a test of character. He warned himself not to depend on the soft bed, the flattering words, the rich meal. Because the more you need them, the weaker you become when they're taken away. Comfort breeds fragility. Fragility breeds misery. Seneca went even further. He would deliberately live with less. Rough clothes, simple food, fewer comforts, and then ask himself, is this what I was so afraid of? Every time he survived what he once feared, his desires lost some of their power. He discovered what most modern men never realize. Peace doesn't come from having everything. Peace comes from needing less. Epictetus, who started life as a slave, took it to the core. If you tie your happiness to wealth, you will fear poverty. If you tie your happiness to praise, you will fear criticism. If you tie your happiness to comfort, you will fear hardship. Every desire carries a shadow of fear. So the Stoic doesn't try to kill all desire. That's impossible and inhuman. The Stoic learns to discipline desire. Modern chains: how the world profits from your cravings. In our time, desire isn't just a feeling inside you, it's a product that is engineered for you. Algorithms study what makes you click. Ads are built to poke your insecurities. Platforms survive by keeping you restless and craving. They want you always needing a new notification, a new like, a new purchase, a new distraction, a new escape from boredom. The more you crave, the easier you are to guide, manipulate, and sell to. So if you want to live like a Stoic in 2025 and beyond, you can't be naive about this. Every unexamined desire is a potential chain. The Stoic shift from consumer to commander. Here's the mental shift that turns this principle from nice idea into identity. Stop asking, how do I get everything I want? Start asking, which desires are worthy of leading my life? Not every desire deserves your loyalty. Some desires strengthen you. The desire to be disciplined, the desire to live with virtue, the desire to protect your peace, the desire to become useful and reliable. Other desires hollow you out. The desire to be constantly admired, the desire to avoid every discomfort, the desire to distract yourself from every quiet moment. On Stoic Inspire, we treat desires like soldiers showing up at your gate. Some are allowed in because they serve the mission. Some stay outside, no matter how loud they knock. The Stoic drill: how to master desire. In real life, not just theory. Use this in the exact moments you feel that pull. To scroll, to buy, to escape, to chase validation. Step 1. Catch the craving. When you feel that "I need this right now" tightening in your chest, pause. Don't shame yourself. Don't pretend it's not there. Just name it clearly. I'm craving validation. I'm craving comfort. I'm craving distraction. I'm craving luxury. Awareness is the first cut in the chain. Step 2. Ask the 2 Stoic questions. Will this give me lasting peace or just a temporary high? If this vanished tomorrow, would I fall apart? If losing it would destroy you, that desire already owns you. That's your red flag. Step 3. Downgrade the desire. Tell yourself, this would be nice, but it's not necessary. You're not forbidden to enjoy good things, but from a Stoic perspective, you're forbidden to worship them. Need creates panic. Nice to have creates freedom. Step 4. Practice going without, on purpose. This is where real Stoic training begins. Skip the snack you don't truly need. Delay the impulse purchase for 30 days. Wear simple clothes instead of chasing attention. Put the phone away for an hour when every part of you wants to scroll. You're not hurting yourself. You're sending a message to your nervous system. I'm stronger than this impulse. I can live without it and still be okay. Every small victory over desire deposits quiet confidence into your mind. Step 5. Replace craving with gratitude. Desire screams, not enough. Gratitude answers, look at what's already here. When the craving is loud, ask yourself, what do I already have that someone else is praying for? What am I ignoring because I'm obsessed with this one thing? The craving mind always feels poor. The grateful mind starts to realize it's been rich for a long time. Step 6. Measure every desire by virtue. The final filter is simple and brutal. Does this desire make me more virtuous or more dependent? If it leads to courage, discipline, justice, or self-control, pursue it with strength. If it leads to neediness, obsession, and fear of losing it, starve it. You're not just choosing what you want. You're choosing who you're becoming through what you want. The freedom on the other side. Here's what begins to happen when you train Principle 6 consistently. You can enjoy comfort without becoming soft. You can handle money without being owned by it. You can receive praise without needing it to feel alive. You can enjoy pleasure without chasing it like a drug. You become the kind of man who can walk through luxury or loss and remain the same at the core. That's real power. Because in the end, happiness is not about finally gathering everything you crave. Happiness is reaching the point where very little is required for you to feel at peace. The world will keep telling you more, more, more. The Stoic answer, the Stoic Inspire answer, is different. Less but deeper, less but truer, less but chosen by me. So quietly, make this your rule from today forward. I refuse to be a slave to what I want. I will question my desires. I will train them. I will cut the chains, one craving at a time, until peace has enough space to finally live inside me. Principle 7. Stay present. Escape the prison of mental time. Travel. Let me hit you with something uncomfortable. A lot of what you call stress isn't stress. It's time travel. You're not suffering because something is happening right now. You're suffering because your mind keeps leaving the room. You're in the shower, but you're not in the shower. You're replaying the mistake from last week. You're driving, but you're not driving. You're arguing with someone in a conversation that hasn't even happened. You're laying in bed, but you're not resting. You're building a future disaster in HD. And the scariest part, your body reacts as if it's real. Heart tight, jaw clenched, breath shallow, mood poisoned. Nothing is attacking you in the moment, except your own imagination. Seneca said it straight. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. That's not philosophy. That's a diagnosis. Most men don't realize they're spending their life fighting battles that don't exist. Battles from yesterday, battles from tomorrow, battles in other people's heads. So they feel exhausted, while doing nothing, tired, while safe, angry while alone. And then they call it my life. On Stoic Inspire, Principle 7 is where you take your power back. The present is the only place you can act, the only place you can build, the only place you can win. The past can teach you, the future can guide you, but only now can change you. Marcus Aurelius wrote a brutal reminder to himself. Don't let your mind wander outside what you can handle. Confine yourself to the present, because when you live in what if, you lose your weapon, and your weapon is always the same, your next move. The hidden addiction, escaping the moment. Here's why this is hard. The present moment contains feelings you don't want to face. Boredom, loneliness, guilt, uncertainty. The quiet truth you've been avoiding. So the mind runs into memories, fantasies, future panic, because running feels like control. It isn't. It's avoidance wearing a smart suit. And every time you escape the present, you lose something. You lose clarity, you lose discipline, you lose connection, you lose your life in small pieces. Because life is not someday. Life is literally this moment, repeated. So if you can't stay here, you can't fully live. And you definitely can't be consistently happy. The return protocol, fast, real, repeatable. When you catch yourself spiraling, don't think your way out. Do this instead. 3 cuts, no drama. 1. Label it. Say it instantly. This is the past, or this is the future. That one label breaks the spell, because you stop calling it reality. 2. Locate yourself. Ask, where are my feet? Then name 3 things you can sense right now. What you see, what you hear, what you feel, the present lives in your senses. The mind can't time travel while the body is fully here. 3. Make 1 move, not 10. 1 email, 1 set, 1 paragraph, 1 shower. Fully present, 1 conversation where you actually listen. 1 clean action you can finish in 60 seconds. Because action is the anchor. Overthinking is a loop. Action is an exit. Why this creates real happiness. Happiness isn't a mood you wait for. It's a state you train by keeping your mind where your life actually is. If you're always living in regret, you'll never enjoy what you have. If you're always living in fear, you'll never feel safe even when you are safe. The Stoic mind doesn't deny the past or ignore the future. It just refuses to live there. So make this a rule. If it isn't happening now, I won't let it destroy me now. And here's the twist most people don't expect. When you return to the present, you don't just find peace. You find discomfort. Because the present exposes what you've been avoiding. That's why the next principle is so powerful. Not only staying present, but training yourself to walk directly into discomfort on purpose until it stops controlling you. Principle 8. Practice voluntary discomfort. Become dangerous without comfort. Let me ask you something that most men never dare to answer honestly. If comfort disappeared tonight, who would you be tomorrow morning? No Wi-Fi, no air conditioning, no perfect meals on demand. Sleep cut short. Plans ruined. Life suddenly less padded, more raw. Would you stay calm and composed? Or would your mind fall apart the second life stopped feeling comfortable? Because here's the brutal Stoic truth. A man who needs comfort to feel okay is not strong. He's manageable, predictable, one small inconvenience away from losing himself. The Stoics refused that kind of weakness. They didn't hate comfort. They just refused to depend on it. On Stoic Inspire, Principle 8 is a training command. Choose discomfort on purpose, so life can't break you when it chooses it for you. Not because pain is cool, not because suffering is romantic, but because dependency is deadly. Comfort doesn't ruin you. Dependency does. Modern life trains you to be soft without ever saying the words. Comfort teaches you to avoid effort, escape boredom, panic at inconvenience. Treat every uncomfortable feeling like an emergency. You don't call it fragility. You call it, I'm stressed. But a lot of what you call stress is simply a body and mind that have never been trained to handle discomfort. Stoicism fixes this with one ruthless idea: voluntary discomfort. You choose small hardships now. So when real hardship arrives, your nervous system says, I've been here before. I can handle this. That's how you become dangerous without comfort. Seneca's drill: practice poverty before it finds you. Seneca wasn't telling people to hate nice things. He was telling them, stop being owned by them. So he would deliberately live with less, even though he had more. Simple food instead of luxury, rough clothing instead of soft fabrics, basic living conditions instead of constant ease. And then he'd ask himself, is this what I was so afraid of? Every time he survived what he once feared, fear lost some of its power. He discovered what you need to discover. Hunger passes. Cold can be endured. An uncomfortable day doesn't destroy you. Once you see that with your own eyes, discomfort stops being a monster and becomes just another feeling you can outlast. Marcus Aurelius: luxury without softness. Marcus Aurelius had access to more comfort than almost any man alive, yet he kept reminding himself to live simply. Simple food, simple clothes, simple habits. Why? Because luxury whispers a quiet lie in your ear. You're only okay when life feels good. Stoicism breaks that lie and replaces it with a new identity: I'm okay because I can endure. That's the difference between a soft life that owns a man and a strong man who can walk through both comfort and hardship unchanged. The Stoic drill: small discomforts, daily. This isn't about punishing yourself. It's about proving to your mind, I'm stronger than my cravings and my comfort. Start small, start daily, start deliberately. One chosen discomfort per day. Pick just one. End your shower with 30 seconds of cold. Skip one unnecessary snack or treat and drink water instead. Walk when you'd normally take the easiest option. Do the workout especially when you don't feel like it. Sit in 10 minutes of silence. No phone, no music, no escape. The goal isn't misery. The goal is to teach your nervous system, I don't need maximum comfort to be okay. 2. Train boredom like a warrior. Most modern weakness isn't physical. It's the inability to sit with your own thoughts. The pattern looks like this: slight boredom, scroll; slight discomfort, snack; slight restlessness, distract. Every time you run, you repeat the same message to yourself: I can't handle this feeling. Stoic training flips that. You sit with boredom, you breathe through urges, you ride out restlessness without reacting, and you realize it doesn't kill you, it passes, and you're still here. Stronger. 3. Voluntary hardship equals voluntary calm. When you repeatedly choose small discomforts, your whole system changes. You stop acting like everything is a threat. You stop needing perfect conditions to function. Your body remembers, I've faced cravings and cold and tiredness before, and I stayed standing. That memory becomes calm under pressure. Why this creates daily peace? The world is not going to bubble wrap you. There will be days with no motivation, loss and disappointment, pressure from all directions, plans that completely fall apart. If you only know comfort, those days crush you. You break because your identity is, I'm okay only when life feels easy. But if you've trained voluntary discomfort, those days feel different. They're not proof that you're cursed. They're just advanced versions of the drills you've already done. You don't panic, you adapt, you endure. And that endurance turns into a quiet, unshakable happiness. Not hype, not dopamine highs, but steady inner weight, the feeling that you can carry what life hands you. So don't run from discomfort. Use it. Seek it in small, safe, controlled ways. Then watch who you become over the next weeks and months. You'll stop being fragile. You'll stop begging life to be easier, because you will be harder to break. And if you're serious about this, anchor it in your identity right now. Type this once. Not for me, for you. I choose peace over comfort. Say it. Write it. Live it. Because when comfort is no longer your master, peace finally has room to move in. Principle 9. Stoic gratitude. Train your eyes to see how rich you already are. Let's flip the script for a second. Imagine a man from 2,000 years ago wakes up in your life, in your room, in your city, with your phone, your hot water, your electricity, your options. Do you know what he'd probably call you? Rich, blessed, favored by the gods. You have clean water on demand, food within minutes, shelter over your head, light with a switch, instant access to information emperors never had. And yet, your mind still whispers, I don't have enough. I'm behind. My life isn't good enough yet. That's not your life talking. That's untrained perception. Stoic gratitude isn't some soft, just be thankful quote. It's a combat skill. Life is harsh, and still, look at all that remains. Because if you can't see what you already have, no amount of more will ever feel like enough. The hidden poverty of never enough. Watch how the untrained mind works. You get what you once prayed for. The job, the body, the partner, the chance. For a week, you feel alive. Then it becomes normal. Baseline, expected, invisible. Your brain moves the goalpost and says, okay, but now I need this to be happy. More money, more status, more attention, more comfort, more proof you're doing well. It never ends. You're not actually poor, you're just blind. You scroll past 1,000 lives and lock on to the one thing you don't have yet. You ignore 100 blessings to obsess over one gap. That's not ambition, that's addiction to lack. On Stoic Inspire, Principle 9 cuts into this. Happiness doesn't come from always adding more. It comes from finally learning to see what's already here, without denying the pain that still exists. Stoic gratitude isn't pretending everything is fine, it's saying, life is difficult, I'm carrying real pain, and still, I am not empty. Stoic gratitude. Not cozy, armored. Most people think gratitude is sitting in a circle, writing 3 nice things to feel warm for 30 seconds. The Stoics used it very differently. Marcus Aurelius didn't wake up in a spa. He woke up in war, politics, pressure, betrayal. Yet he would still remind himself, I woke up. I can breathe. I have work worth doing. I have a mind capable of understanding and choosing. He wasn't writing that to feel cute. He was building armor. Because when you train your eyes to notice what is present, you become harder to break by what is missing. Gratitude for a Stoic isn't a mood. It's a discipline of perception. You're already living someone else's dream. Think about this clearly. There is someone right now who would trade their entire life for yours without hesitation. Your problems included. Someone in a hospital bed would take your body, pains, flaws and all. Someone in war would take your boring day in a heartbeat. Someone who just lost everything would take your current bank account and starting point and say, give it to me, I'll run with it. You're walking through a life that someone else is begging for, but your mind has gotten used to it, and what we get used to, we start treating as nothing. Stoic gratitude snaps you out of that blindness. Not to guilt you, but to wake you up. Because if you don't train your perception, you will spend a blessed life feeling cursed. The 3-layer Stoic gratitude drill. Do this daily. This isn't about writing essays, it's about changing what your eyes notice first. 1. Daily baseline. What do I already have? Once a day, morning or night, ask yourself, what do I have right now that a past version of me desperately wanted? It might be the freedom to choose your path. A job, any job, when you once had none. A stronger body than you used to have. Skills you once dreamed of. A room of your own. Access to the internet. Simply, your health, your life, your mind. Then zoom out even more. Do I have a safe place to sleep? Am I breathing without machines? Can I walk, think, learn, decide? You don't need to write paragraphs. Just pause long enough to feel the truth. I'm already living inside what used to be a dream. That single realization cuts "I have nothing" at the root. 2. In difficulty. What hasn't been taken? When something goes wrong, the automatic thought is, this ruins everything. Stoic gratitude asks a different question. Even in this, what do I still have? Your character, your ability to choose your next move, your experience, your breath, your chance to respond with strength. Maybe the relationship ended, but you gained clarity and standards. Maybe the job disappeared, but you still have your skills, your work ethic, your ability to rebuild. Maybe you failed at something big, but you now have information you didn't have before. You're allowed to hurt, you're allowed to grieve. But in the middle of the pain, slip in this line. This took a lot from me, but it did not take everything. That is Stoic gratitude in its sharpest form. Not ignoring darkness, but refusing to act like there is no light left at all. 3. Micro practices. Gratitude in motion. Train your brain with tiny cues. Phone trigger. Every time you unlock your phone, think, I'm holding a device that connects me to the world. This would look like magic to 99% of human history. Before you eat, pause for 3 seconds and think, I'm about to eat. Many can't. After a small win, don't skip it. Close your eyes for 2 seconds and say, thank you, more of this, and I'll show up for it. You're not trying to be poetic. You're retuning your attention. Instead of automatically scanning for what's missing, you're teaching your mind to scan for what's already here. Why this principle creates unbreakable happiness. Gratitude doesn't erase pain. It balances it. Life will still hurt. People will still leave. Plans will still fail. There will be days where you feel empty and tired. But if you consistently train Stoic gratitude, you stop saying, my life is nothing. You start saying, my life is heavy right now, but it is not empty. You stop feeling like you're always chasing your life. You start realizing you're already inside it. And here's the real power. The man who can see his blessings clearly, even when life is not going his way, is almost impossible to break. He might be tested. He might lose things. He might cry, grieve, and bleed. But he will never be truly poor, because he knows how rich he already is. So here's your quiet Stoic challenge from Principle 9. For the next 24 hours, refuse to say, I have nothing. I'm so behind. My life sucks. Replace it with, I may not have everything I want, but I already have more than I once thought possible, and I will use it well. Say it once. Repeat it when your mind starts complaining. Live like it's true, because it is. Principle 10. Memento mori. Let death make you focused, not fearful. Let me ask you a question that cuts through all excuses. If you knew you had 1 year left, would you still waste tonight? Would you still argue with strangers online? Still chase approval from people who don't even respect you? Still postpone the work that could change your life? Most men live like time is infinite, and that's why they stay distracted, resentful, and stuck. Because when you believe you have later, you tolerate anything. A job that drains you, habits that weaken you, relationships that shrink you, days that disappear without meaning. The Stoics had a principle that ends that delusion instantly. Memento mori. Remember, you will die, not to become dark, not to become depressed, but to become clear. Because death does one thing better than motivation ever will. It forces you to stop lying about what matters. Seneca warned that life isn't short. We just waste most of it. And Marcus Aurelius kept reminding himself, you could leave life at any moment. So choose what is worthy now. That's the point. Death isn't coming to scare you. It's coming to wake you up. The problem isn't death. It's sleepwalking. Look at how people spend their days, chasing tiny dopamine hits, reacting to everything living for other people's opinions, postponing courage, wasting energy on what won't matter in a week. Then one day, reality hits. A funeral, a diagnosis, a close call. And suddenly, they become a completely different person for 48 hours. They get clear. They stop caring about nonsense. They want truth. They want meaning. Then the moment passes, and they return to sleepwalking. Stoic training is different. You don't wait for tragedy to wake you up. You wake yourself up on purpose. On Stoic Inspire, Principle 10 is the final sharpened blade. Live with death in mind so you stop living like you have endless time. Because time is the only currency you never get back. You can earn more money. You can rebuild your body. You can repair mistakes. But you cannot buy back a day you wasted. The death lens drill, 90 seconds. Use this daily. This is not poetic. This is tactical. When you feel distracted, when you feel lazy, when you feel like, I'll do it later, run this drill. 1. Fast reality check. Ask yourself, if this was my last month alive, would I care about this? The petty stuff will collapse instantly. The ego battles, the endless scrolling, the proving, the complaining. That's clarity. 2. One sentence that decides your day. Ask, what would I regret not doing? Not 10 things. 1. The workout you keep avoiding, the skill you keep postponing, the apology you're too proud to give. The conversation you keep delaying, the project you're scared to start, the boundary you need to set. Pick one. 3. Do the smallest version of it today, not tomorrow, not soon. Today, small but real. Write the first paragraph. Do the first set. Send the message. Make the call. Open the notes. Book the appointment. Start the timer for 10 minutes. Because death doesn't reward intention. It rewards action. Why memento mori creates real happiness? Most people think happiness comes from comfort. The Stoics knew happiness comes from alignment, living in a way that your future self won't hate. When you remember death, you stop wasting your life on what doesn't matter. You become harder to offend because ego looks childish. You become harder to distract because time becomes sacred. You become more loving because you realize people are temporary. You become more disciplined because later is no longer guaranteed. Memento mori doesn't make you miserable. It makes you serious. Serious about your potential. Serious about your character. Serious about what you refuse to waste. So here's your principle. 10 vow. I will not live like I have unlimited time. I will not postpone my strength. I will not delay the life I know I'm capable of. Because one day, whether you're ready or not, you'll run out of mornings. And the only question that will matter then is simple. Did you live awake? Or did you live distracted? Let's be brutally honest. This video will not change your life. You'll click away in a minute. The algorithm will throw you something else. Your mind will slide back into its old grooves. Unless one thing changes. You stop treating Stoicism like content and start treating it like training. You don't need more quotes. You don't need more speeches that make you feel strong for 10 minutes. You've already heard enough wisdom to transform your life 3 times over. The gap is not knowledge. The gap is obedience. Think about it. How many times have you listened to something like this, nodded, felt a spark, and then did exactly the same things you always do? Same reaction when someone disrespects you. Same spiral when plans change. Same scrolling when boredom hits. Same overthinking when fear shows up. That's not because you're weak. That's because your old identity is well trained and your new identity is still just entertained. Stoicism isn't entertainment, it's reprogramming, and reprogramming requires repetition. So before you click away, make yourself a deal. You're not just a viewer, you are a man in training. Your 24-hour Stoic challenge. Don't overcomplicate this. For the next 24 hours, don't try to live all 10 principles perfectly. Your brain will use that as an excuse to do nothing. Instead, do this. 1. Pick one principle that hit you the hardest. The one that felt uncomfortably accurate. The one you instinctively wanted to skip past. Maybe it was controlling only what you can, guarding your thoughts, turning problems into training, staying in the present, mastering desire, practicing discomfort, or remembering you're going to die. Whichever one stung, that's the one you need. 2. Pick one drill from that principle. Not all the drills, not the whole script, just one. Naming the trigger and asking, is this in my control? Guarding the story in your head with, do I have proof or am I guessing? Reframing a problem as training, shrinking your time frame to, what does this moment require? Catching a craving and downgrading it from need to nice. Choosing one small daily discomfort on purpose, or using the death lens. If time was short, would I still waste today like this? Choose one. 3. Set a trigger. Decide when you'll use it. Every time I feel my chest tighten, I'll run the control question. Every time I go to unlock my phone, I'll ask what I'm really seeking. The next time something goes wrong today, I'll treat it as training. Tonight, when my mind starts spiraling in bed, I'll bring it back to the present and ask for the next smallest action. One principle, one drill, one trigger. That's how men actually change. Not with hype, but with repeated, boring, unshakable practice. This is where most people quit. Here's the part your old self is hoping you ignore. Change doesn't feel dramatic in the moment. It feels small, almost stupid, easy to dismiss. Taking a breath instead of sending the angry text. Sitting with boredom instead of reaching for the phone. Seeing a problem as training instead of punishment. Saying no when you'd usually fold. Starting the task for 10 minutes instead of delaying it another day. Your mind will say, that's nothing. This isn't real change. But that's a lie. Because every time you respond differently, you're voting for a different identity. And identities are built by votes, not feelings. The man you become a year from now is hidden in the way you handle the next 24 hours. Choose who you'll be. After this video, you have two options when this ends. You can let this be another nice piece of content that made you feel like the stronger version of yourself for a few minutes, or you can let this be the line. The quiet line where you decided, I don't just watch Stoicism anymore, I practice it. I'm training to be unshakable. Not perfect, not emotionless, not above being human. Just trained. Trained to hold your mind when life shakes. Trained to stay present when fear pulls you away. Trained to use problems as fuel. Trained to want less and live deeper. Trained to remember time is limited, so your excuses must be too. This is Stoic Inspire. Not a channel for passive motivation, but a place you return to as a reminder. You are not your moods. You are not your past. You are not your impulses. You are what you train day after day when no one is clapping. So as this video ends, don't ask, did this change me? Ask, what will I do with it in the next hour? Pick your principle. Pick your drill. Pick your trigger. Then go live in a way that the man on your deathbed would be proud of. Not tomorrow. Now.